What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Global Thrills. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jack. I create content across the parks in the UK and around the world. And I just wanted to jump on and make a video today because unless you've been living under a rock, you might be aware that the UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster is opening next Friday, literally a week from tomorrow. HYPERIA at Thorpe Park. So in this video, I just wanted to run through what you can expect on the opening day, talking through the information Thorpe have provided, but also my experiences at Nemesis Reborn's opening day at Alton Towers, and kind of taking into account other roller coaster opening days around the world. So first things first, it's probably going to be quite an early wake up for quite a lot of people. For Nemesis Reborn, people were there at the gates by 6 AM. I think this time around, there is more of a limit on that. Thorpe have said don't turn up till after 6:30. I don't think the car park will be open to guests until that time. So I think if you are planning, 6:30 should be the earliest that you're aiming to get there for. So Thorpe Park have released a really good video on YouTube, basically explaining, depending on your ticket type, which route you'll be taking from security through the turnstiles and then to the actual ride. So if you've got the Club 236 access, wrap access, or if you're just a standard day ticket guest, you'll be taking a different route depending on your ticket type. So as you go through the park entrance sign, Club 236 members and wrap access pass holders and people needing separate access to HYPERIA should go to the left, and then all other ticket holders for the day should go through the right-hand side of security. Thorpe Park have not officially announced when the security will open, when they'll start letting guests through security. I would guess probably around 8 o'clock because they have set up a waiting area in between the security and the turnstiles. So it's likely that people will be queuing outside of the entrance up until they start letting people through the security. Once you've got through security, ride access pass holders should go to the right and visit the accessibility kiosk, and there they can get their return time for HYPERIA. Once you've picked up your return time, wrap holders will be able to join back into the turnstile waiting area and obviously wait with everyone else for them to open the turnstiles across the bridge and into the park. Now again, the park opens at 10 o'clock. I estimate that they will start opening the turnstiles around 9 o'clock. At Alton Towers, I believe they opened the turnstiles around 9:15, 9:20, and then everyone started running towards Nemesis Reborn, which actually started operating at around 22:10, so 20 minutes early. The first public train probably went out around that time. So once you're through the turnstiles, basically from this point all the way to HYPERIA will be fenced off, and it will be pretty much an extended queue. To be honest, it's really impressed me what they've released so far. It looks like a lot more prepared than Alton Towers were. I think Towers have the benefit of the distance between the main gate and Nemesis Reborn, that people could either run, walk, make their own way there, and there's enough space for people to spread out without causing too much crush. Seeing the videos of Voltron opening at Europa Park, that did not look like a good opening. So I think Thorpe Park have probably seen that and be like, let's not do that. We don't want to copy them. So they've done a really good job of what it looks like of setting up official routes all the way from the entrance to the park to the ride. Now, pretty much everyone will be going to the left if you wanted to ride HYPERIA first thing in the morning. So that's if you have a ride access pass, if you need a step-free access, or if you're just a standard ticket holder. The only people that are going to the right are people who are not riding HYPERIA first thing. So if you're going to want to go and ride the normal rides, then you just go on the right-hand side of the bridge, and that's also including Club 236 members, who I think will have, obviously, an escort from that side of the park on the right-hand side of the bridge to the ride for their first ride of the day. I think will be pretty standard if you're not there to ride HYPERIA. They will hold you at the normal points, kind of on the Amity Bridge and on that point just behind Rush. So if you are wanting to ride the normal rides on that day, then they will hold you there probably till 10 o'clock, and then the normal rides will open. So as you can see from the pictures Thorpe provided, the main queue will be going through this holding area extended queue that Thorpe have set up in the picnic area, the empty picnic area just behind Saw and Colossus. The fast track, step-free and ride access passes will be going just to the left of that, just along the same route, through past Saw and then towards HYPERIA. There's quite a few areas on the map labelled stop, so I'm guessing it's where they're going to be holding guests to ensure that there's no crushes, no rushes, and that people are walking safely towards the ride. Don't be surprised if the queue stops or starts throughout the morning. It's likely they're just controlling the flow of the crowd to make sure that everyone's safe. You know, the ride might go up or down quite a few times, so depending on that, they've got those different points where they can hold people, hopefully, to stop any people running or crushing or doing anything silly. So at this point, you've come around the corner, you can see the HYPERIA gates, you can see HYPERIA itself towering up into the sky, and there are going to be 3 different routes for you to choose from. So obviously you have the main queue, which will go round and underneath HYPERIA itself, and then you will also have the single rider queue, which will be open. Thorpe have actually said that they don't expect the wait time to be that reduced. on Friday and Saturday. They have advised if you are in a group to use the main queue and only use a single rider queue if you are a single rider. You will also have the fast track entrance, and then around on the left will be the ride access pass and step-free access, which will allow you to use the lift to get up into the station for Hyperia. Now, Thorpe have announced that there will be an opening ceremony in Hyperia's Plaza. Not sure what it's going to be. I think Alton Towers did miss a trick with not having any sort of opening ceremony for Nemesis Reborn. They did a great job with all the characters and the roaming theatre, but they didn't have a ceremony, which was quite odd. It just kind of happened. They started cycling the trains, and then randomly the first riders were on the trains. I think what Thorpe have done is really good with the Club 236. It's going to create a lot of hype. Like, these are the people that won the competition. They are on the first public ride on Hyperia, and there'll be the ceremony before that just to even create more hype. If you can't see it, if you're still in the queue, if you're at home, you will be able to view it via a live stream on their YouTube or their Instagram page. I have a feeling, I would guess, there'll be lots of people with wings, obviously to do with Hyperia, it's kind of the flight, finding your fearless. I have a feeling there's going to be some sort of stilt walkers there, because obviously it's the UK's tallest ride, so they're going to have people taller than you to make you know that you're going on the tallest ride. Other than that, I'm not sure, maybe some fireworks, some pyro, a speech, I'm sure, from some of the Merlin team, but we'll have to wait and see at the day what actually happens. So now the less good part of the opening day, which is going to be the queue time. Now, Nemesis Reborn had a maximum queue around, I think, 11 AM, which is about 275 minutes, which is a very, very long time. However, Hyperia has a much lower throughput than Nemesis Reborn, so the queue is going to be even longer. For those of you who aren't aware what throughput is, it's basically just the number of riders the ride can accommodate within an hour. So Nemesis Reborn, it's around 1,400 when it's operating at maximum efficiency. Hyperia will be less than 1,000, it'll be about 950 an hour. Now that is just an estimate, but it's not going to be any higher than that. It could even go lower. It means if the same number of people come to ride Hyperia as they did Nemesis Reborn, the queue is likely to be 1.5 times longer at its peak times. This means the peak queue time could easily reach 5 hours, I think. I'm hoping to get there really early and get on it within, the first several trains, 10, 20 trains, I'll be pretty happy with that. But yeah, if you're turning up around 10 o'clock, you should be expecting to wait at least 4 hours going into 5 hours, I reckon. So now you've got through the queue and you've got into the station, and there's a few things that I think will happen. Firstly, Thorpe have announced the front row queue will not be open, which I think is fair enough. It just makes it easier in terms of an operating standpoint, getting people onto the trains, because it's going to be a busy day, and that's going to be their main priority. So I don't think they're not going to be taking requests for rows. I think you're just going to basically have to ride where you are allocated, and then hopefully maybe come back for another ride in a different seat later on. I have a feeling there's going to be some sort of lighting or exit sequence as the train rolls out of the station around the outer bank up into the lift hill. With Nemesis Reborn, they have the really cool row numbers with the tentacles and the lighting on the top, which kind of pulse as the train exits and enters. I think that's really cool. I think Thorpe would have missed a trick if they don't do something similar with Hyperia. They could definitely do something with the voice they've been using, at least the audio with the theme track. And I think it'd be really cool to have some golden lights shining as you exit the station and go up the lift hill to find your fearless. I mean, at this point, we know what the ride experience is going to be. I think it's going to be pretty sick. Obviously, you've got that 236 twisting drop. You've got over 14 seconds of airtime, which is the out of your seat sensation. You've got some absolutely wicked elements, including that M3 underflip turnaround. People are calling it all sorts of different names. You are going to be whizzing around at 3,265 feet of track at over 80 miles an hour. It's going to be an absolutely incredible ride experience. Coming back into the station, hopefully the atmosphere is good, hopefully everyone's applauding, clapping, everyone's having a good time, and you've just ridden Hyperia for the first time. At this point, you'll be able to exit the ride, go through to look at your ride photo and look at the merchandise. Now, Thorpe have said that the plaza surrounding Hyperia may be closed at peak times. This could mean that you are not able to access the Hyperium shop unless you've just come off the ride. So I would say once you have come off the ride, you're going to be able to go into the shop. I would say if you want to look into make those purchases, make them then and there. I do foresee some sort of issue where people are taking so long looking at the awesome merchandise in the shop that the queue into the shop then backs up back into the ride exit. That could be an issue. They might have to start ushering people through and out of the shop. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I hope they thought about that, because to me, it seems like there could be some pretty major issues there. I do have a feeling that, like Nemesis Reborn, there will be some theming elements or stylization elements, as Hyperia isn't necessarily themed, things that will still need to be finished on opening day. Looking at people's construction updates that have been posted online, it looks like there's still a lot of landscaping to do. Plants to be put in, dirt to be covered, tarmac to be laid, even the queue to be finished. I have a feeling there might be some things that still need to be finished on opening day. Maybe even the splashdown isn't quite ready for opening day. I will be quite disappointed if that's the case. I really hope it will be ready, but just to consider that Similar to Nemesis Reborn, they might continue to add and expand the elements and the theming and the completion around the area of the ride after opening day. Now, if you are looking for a re-ride later on in the day, the extended queue entrance to Hyperia will start to the left of Takataria opposite Rush. So again, closer to the entrance. If you want to re-ride, you're going to have to join all the way at the back of the queue. I mean, hopefully it won't be spinning out at that point, but who really knows? This queue entrance to Hyperia will basically be used for the future until the queues can be contained within the ride's normal area. Who knows how long that'll be for? It will definitely won't be on Friday or Saturday or Sunday probably. Maybe the weekdays after the opening, they might actually get rid of it. But I'm sure that by the next weekend after Saturday, Sunday, people will be coming back to experience Hyperia after the opening day, and they're going to still need that extended queue. So just beware that if you are coming after opening day, you might have to join by Rush, or you might be able to join closer to the ride entrance. In terms of other information, fast tracks are going to be extremely limited. There's basically only 3 ways you can get it. Either you stayed in the shark cabins. If you have stayed in the Hyperia room, you will be given a fast track per person who stayed overnight. If you stayed in another room in the shark cabins, each person will be able to pay £20 for a Hyperia fast track, but only 1 per day. If you have bought the ultimate fast track, Thorpe's, premium fast track service, which is normally around £150 on peak days, each person who's bought the fast track service will be able to pay an additional £20 to get 1 Hyperia fast track entry. And the third option you have is to spend £100 in the Hyperium shop, which will then give you the option to purchase 2 fast passes for Hyperia, which I'm guessing will still be £20 per person. I can't see them having it where people spend £100 in the Hyperium shop and I'm just giving fast tracks. I think it basically just unlocks the option for you to then add on 2 additional fast tracks for £20 per person. Good news if you are looking for a night ride, Thorpe Park have extended the park hours until 8 o'clock and they have confirmed that the ride entrance will be open up until park close. So if you get in that queue before 8 o'clock, you should be guaranteed getting a ride. The only issue is if it breaks down. Again, going back to Nemesis Reborn, I was lucky enough to get an early night ride, but lots of people left very disappointed after the ride broke down around 7 o'clock and they ushered a majority of the people out the queue and then randomly it just started operating again, but they wouldn't let people back into the queue. So just bear that in mind. If you are leaving it to the last minute, you are risking the ride breaking down and not securing that night ride. Also, bear in mind, you're not going to be alone in wanting a night ride. So again, the queue time might come down kind of 3-4 o'clock, but it's going to climb back up again as people get back in line hoping to get their night ride on Hyperia. Overall, I think this is a really great addition. I'm really glad Thorpe have done this because it means we don't have to wait all the way until Fright Nights later in the year to get a night ride on Hyperia. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it opening weekend. That 8 o'clock close does only apply to the Friday and the Saturday though, so the 24th and the 25th of May. So hopefully that should explain pretty much everything you need to know for Hyperia's opening day on Friday the 24th of May. If you do have any other questions, please comment down below. I'll do my best to answer them. So yeah, if you do want to stick around, please do subscribe. I'll be posting a lot more in the future. Of course, I'll be posting a dedicated video just for the opening day of Hyperia, capturing the atmosphere, any updates on the day, reactions to the ride experience. So subscribe for that. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and I will see you in the next one on the 24th of May for Hyperia's opening day.